Okay, so we are right in the middle of this huge generative AI revolution. We're building these incredible models that can create, reason, and help us in ways that were pure science fiction just a few years ago. But with all this new power comes a really critical and honestly often overlooked question.
And that right there is the core issue we're going to tackle. You've poured all this time and energy into building a fantastic application powered by a large language model. But is it ready for the new kinds of threats out there? How are you actually protecting your AI from this new wave of exploits? So, here's what we're going to cover. First, we'll look at the unique security challenges LLMs bring to the table. Then, we'll introduce an open source solution called LLM Guardian. We're going to break down its three-layered defense system, check out the tools it gives you, and finally, show you exactly how to get started.
All right, first things first, let's talk about the problem. The crazy fast rise of generative AI hasn't just brought new capabilities, it's also created an entirely new landscape of security risks that, frankly, we all need to get a handle on. Look, the old cybersecurity playbook, it's just not going to cut it anymore. A simple but cleverly crafted malicious prompt could trick your AI into leaking sensitive customer data. And this isn't just a hypothetical. The Open Web Application Security Project, OWASP, they've actually published a dedicated top 10 list of vulnerabilities specifically for large language models. We're definitely in a new frontier for security threats. Okay, so we've laid out the problem, and it's a real one. So what's the solution? Well, this is where a specialized toolset becomes absolutely essential.
And that solution is LLM Guardian. The best way to think of it is as a specialized bodyguard for your AI. This isn't some generic firewall. It's built from the ground up to tackle those specific OWASP vulnerabilities we just mentioned, protecting your Gen AI applications right where they're most vulnerable. So the big question is, how does it actually work? What does this protection look like in practice? Let's dive in and break down how LLM Guardian builds a really robust defense for your model. The whole system is built around this idea of a layered defense, kind of like the concentric walls of a fortress. It's not about a single wall. It's a true defense in-depth strategy. And it all boils down to three core functions: scan, defend, and monitor. First up, you have the scout layer. These are the scanners. Think of this as your proactive recon team. Before a malicious prompt can even get close to your model, the scanner is on the lookout for signs of prompt injection. It's checking for potential data leaks, validating the model's inputs, and even scanning the model's output to make sure it isn't generating anything harmful. Next in line is the shield, your active defenders. This is your frontline protection. If the scout flags a shady input, the defender steps in to sanitize it. It actively filters outputs, enforces rate limiting to stop denial of service style attacks, and validates tokens to keep everything secure. This is the layer that blocks and neutralizes threats in real time. And finally, you've got the watchtower. This layer is all about constant, ongoing vigilance. It gives you real-time tracking of how your app is being used, helps you spot new or emerging threats, and it's always looking for weird anomalies in behavior that could signal a more sophisticated attack. Okay, so this three-layered defense sounds awesome, right? But how do you, the developer, actually interact with it? How does it fit into your workflow? Well, LLM Guardian was designed from the ground up for flexibility. The cool thing is, it caters to how you like to work. If you're a power user who lives in the terminal, there's a full command line interface, which is perfect for automating security checks right inside your CI/CD pipeline. But if you're more of a visual person, there's a dashboard for real-time monitoring and interactive control. And for those of you who need to bake this security directly into your own applications, there's a complete RESTful API. This lets you do deep, custom integrations, giving you the power to use LLM Guardian security components exactly how and where you need them. The key takeaway here is flexibility. You're not locked into one way of doing things. And this kind of flexibility doesn't just happen by accident. It all stems from four really smart design principles. It's modular, so components are easy to maintain. It's security first, meaning protection is baked in, not bolted on. It's scalable, so you can add new features. And it's built for usability, with clear documentation to help you out. It's just a really well thought out project. This all sounds great in theory, but you're probably wondering, how hard is it to get this thing up and running? Well, the answer is surprisingly easy. Let me just walk you through the simple steps to get started. Seriously, it's as straightforward as it sounds. You fork the project on GitHub, set up a virtual environment, install the dependencies, and run the tests.
In just a few minutes, you can have this powerful security layer ready to go. It's a super easy first step to securing your AI.
At the end of the day, it all comes back to this one core mission. This isn't just about one cool feature. It's about providing a complete, comprehensive suite of tools designed for the real-world challenge of protecting production-grade AI applications.
And that brings us right back to where we started. You've invested so much time and so many resources to build something truly powerful with AI. The final, crucial step is making sure that power is protected. So the question I want to leave you with is this: isn't it time to give your AI the security it really deserves?